tonight? No Tennessee fans? We seen the game then, huh? If you didn't see the game, I'll show you the last quarter. It's pretty much that. I come from down in Florida, and I'm right down the street from the university, pretty much. And a little town called Palaka. Probably nobody's heard of it. Don't worry, if you've never heard of Palaka, it pretty much tell you everything you need to know about the place. The only people that know about Palaka is people that are from there or fishermen. So that's pretty much it. About halfway down St. John's River, just over from Gainesville, comes from a Seminole word. The Seminole word is Pilataca, which means cattle crossing, which is the shallowest part of the St. John's River. That's where they used to cross the cattle at when they take them to the market. Now when they're driving to the market, they used to trade over the bridge. Pretty easy that way. Grew up in Palaka with my grandmother and my mother, which was interesting. My grandmother, she grew up in Haddon County, Kentucky. And she was a straight up hillbilly woman, had a rifle behind the door and a pistol in her purse, and knew how to use both of them. And could. I've seen her shoot. Trust me, she's better than I am. She got pulled over by a Florida State Trooper one time, and the cop walks up. Uncle Billy's in the passenger side. He swears to God it's a true story. The cop walks up to the driver's side door, asks her for a driver's license and whatnot. She gives it to him. He runs it on the radio. He looks at her license. She goes, "Mrs. Gregory, do you know why I pulled you over?" She goes, "Well, officer, I believe it's so you can sell me tickets at a policeman's ball." He goes, "Ma'am, Florida State Troopers don't have balls." Realized what he said, handed her her ID back, said, "You have a nice day, Mrs. Gregory." She was in the hospital one time. Me and Mama was visiting her. And the doctor walks in with a clipboard, all the medical stuff on it. He's looking through it, asking her questions and whatnot. He comes across this one piece of paper and he goes, "Mrs. Gregory, I see here you're 65 years old. Is that true?" She's like, "Yes, sir." He goes, 65 years old, you've never had any major surgery or operations? She goes, "No, sir, I'm planning on leaving with everything I came here with except for my teeth and my cherry." That's my grandmother. I had an uncle that raised English sheepdogs. And I was about 5 or 6, he gave one to my mom for her birthday. Now, the family folklore has that we're related to the Apache warrior Geronimo. So in some kind of fit of English pride, or Indian pride, she decides she's going to name this dog after Geronimo. So I'll pause here for a second so everybody can appreciate the irony of an English sheepdog named after an American Indian. The funny part was, we gave him a blanket, 2 months later, he died of smallpox. And it's a good thing, too, because every time he picked a spot before, somebody come over and kick him out of it, put him in a different spot. Delayed reaction on that one. We used to run, like I said, I was about 5 or 6 when we had this dog, and they got pictures of me for Halloween. I'm wearing a little cowboy hat and guns, riding around for Halloween like a little horse. And we run the neighborhood together all the time. My mama knew when it get dark, you know how your mom calls you when it's time to come home? She knew if she called me, I wouldn't come home. So she came up with the idea of calling the dog. Because she knew if she called the dog would come home, and I'd call the dog home. It's a great idea until you realize we live in a second floor apartment. She would hang out the window and start yelling, "Geronimo! Geronimo!" And one of the neighbors walk out and be like, "Damn it, Sandy, why don't you jump already?" Down in Lauderdale one time, Fort Lauderdale, for the people that don't know, Fort Lauderdale one time, I was walking into a 7-Eleven, and I ended up getting in an argument with a crackhead, which is pretty easy because it's Southern Florida. I come tooling up, I was riding my beach cruiser, I had a real nice pimped out beach cruiser with baskets on the back, and I pulled up to the front of the store, locked it to a post, got off the bike, was walking to the store, and there he is standing there next to the door. And he's wearing a regulation Southern Florida crackhead uniform of flip-flops and Daisy Dukes with no shirt. As I come walking up, he's like, "Hey, man, you going in the store?" And I said, "No, I was just going to walk up to the door and get back on the bike and leave." And he's like, "No, seriously, you going in the store?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Why don't you buy me a six-pack while you're in there?" I said, "Why don't you go in and buy yourself?" He goes, "Well, they won't let me in because I'm wearing a shirt." Okay, so here's what you do, dude. Go back to your tent, get a shirt, come back and buy your beer. That's how it works in this country. So I walk in the door. As the door closes, I hear him go, "Well, you're a real asshole, huh?" "Oh, you know me." So, as I'm walking in, I realize that he has walked in behind me now. Now he's talking trash to me across the store as I'm trying to get my stuff. Now I'm just there to get a 2-liter of Mountain Dew, a couple packs of cigarettes, and some snacks for the night, right? So I get my stuff, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to, because I'm a pacifist. I don't really like to fight. I'm a pacifist. But every now and then, people mistake the word pacifist for pussy. And I'm not the one. So I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to just ignore it. And the whole time I can hear it. It's like nothing else in the store is going on except I can hear this guy's voice. It's getting irritating. I go to stand in line. And there's the cash register. There's like 3 people in front of me, and then there's about 4 or 5 behind me, and then dude, right? So and the whole time he's like, "See, I got the ponytail. I'm gonna kick his ass when we get out the store." Let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. Finally, after a few minutes, I was just like, you know what? I turned around and I'm like, look, you're not going to kick my ass when you get out of the store because I don't think you can get your foot that high. So he just continues talking trash. I'm like, man, no, I paid for my stuff. I say, you know what? As I'm going out the store, I say, I'm just going to take the Moral High Road here. I put my stuff in the basket, and I'm just going to get on the bike and leave. And then I realized he's going to go back to his little homeless settlement and tell all his friends that he pitched me out. It's not going to work. I can't roll out like that. So I said, all right, fine. So I take my jacket off, hang it on the bike, take my hat off, hang it on the handlebars. As he's coming out the door, I'm thinking, I'm going to kick the door, catch him between the door and the frame. Right? Nice little Jackie Chan style move. And I realized, no, he's going to break the window. I got to pay for it. It's okay, fair play in the middle of the parking lot. I step out in the middle of the parking lot. I get bowed up and I'm ready. Here he comes out the door, comes walking towards me. He puts his fist up now. This dude's like 6'2", but he's like that wide. Crackhead, So as he rolls towards me, I realize I got my keys in my hand still. And I'm thinking, man, I can't hit him with my keys in my hand. That's going to hurt my hand. By the time I realize I got my keys in my hand, he sees I got the keys in my hand. He goes, what, you going to hit me with your keys? No, that'd be stupid. I threw him in my other hand. When I did, he goes down to that hand. And I couldn't resist. I popped him in the mouth, knocked him out. Spun him around, he lands on the ground. Just as I get back up in the stands, waiting for him to get back up again, I see a white Crown Vic pull up. Shit, I knew it was a cop too. Cop gets out, I just say, you got me, you seen it, take me to jail. He goes, stand over there. Okay, I'm confused. So I stand over there. He cuffs the guy, throws him in the back of the car. Cop walks up to me and says, we've been getting complaints for like a half hour about this guy. Do you want to press charges? I said, I'm not sure. He goes, what do you mean you're not sure? I said, I've never been at this end of the conversation. So that's about my time. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to leave. I didn't say I was leaving yet. I have parting words. I was going to leave you with the words that my grandfather told me right before he died. He looked at me across the yard and he went, hey boy, where you going with that axe? I'm done, guys.
You always crack me. You always crack me.